This time with more murder.
Or less
Or
murder.
maybe less. I don't know, I've lost count. Mr. Genki would be proud.
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
You picking up audio on my end?
No, I just looked at the screen and like half of it was missing for some reason. I think Skype just derped.
It is very likely that Skype just derped. Okay, so today we're going to draw the...
And continuing this very long list of OCs, we will continue.
Yep, something along those lines. Something like that. And we're going to draw a dragon princess today. Or giant princess, I don't know. We haven't actually fully decided on everything. Eventually we'll get around to it.
I think it's probably just better to have them be giants and have the dragons be actual dragons.
Oh, I guess because we are doing the whole... We're having a thing where it's like the dragon... Like you got the dragons that stayed dragons. And then you have the people that aren't dragons. That can kind of like turn into sort of dragon things. But aren't actually dragons. In the fullest extent. We'll figure it out later, but at the moment I'm going to draw...
The wizard did it!
I blame the wizard. I mean, when in doubt, it's generally either the wizard or the sorcerer's fault.
Oh, okay. What was it? It was like someone was talking about like a D&D campaign where they went into a city and then they had like a flashback scene of the city like 2,000 years ago or something, and there was a mountain range there that wasn't there in the present time.
Oh yeah, I've heard the same story.
And it's just like apparently a mountain range that actually just gets up and walks around the world. It's just some of the funniest shit.
You know, it's all fun and games until you return back to the castle to find it wearing power armor.
Why is the castle wearing power armor? Why is there a dragon riding another dragon?
That is a good question, and one that I've actually found answers to in some manga.
Are we referring to riding as the sexy kind, or riding as in the actual, like, a dragon riding on, like, a saddle on top of another dragon?
Technically the latter one, but I wouldn't doubt there being,
I'm sure there's a sexual one. I have no doubts.
Okay, we need... I'm trying to figure out how we're going to actually draw this. What kind of style are we going to go with? Should I borrow from Studio Trigger?
Don't know who that is.
Gurren Lagann.
Ah.
And,
that's a real, just like, old anime art right there.
Is it, though?
It's on the older end, isn't it?
I mean, technically. But it still would probably be considered...
I don't know, when did it start, like 2000?
Aired between April and September of 2007.
Okay.
So, I mean, I guess at this point
quite,
it's...
It is like 15 years getting there.
Mm-hmm.
14 now almost.
Mm-hmm. But it's still the same art style that they use in Kill la Kill and B&H. Yeah. Or BHA? I don't remember what the anime is.
Anime school with superpowers, that one, right?
No, this is entirely different. BHN so it's BNA actually.
Right.
I'll eventually figure out what the hell I'm trying to say.
No, you won't. Shut
No.
up, you liar.
BNA is about basically a bunch of pseudo furry people.
Oh, does this sound familiar? I feel like I've heard about this, but I don't know it.
It's a Netflix anime.
I don't watch Netflix, so maybe I have heard of it, but I don't know.
The main character looks like she is a humanoid kitsune. Or not kitsune, tanuki.
Yeah, I might have seen it before as like an image, but
I have probably seen bits and pieces of it. So I'm going to try going with a dynamic pose. I think the only reason why I'm thinking Studio Trigger is I was recently watching Drawfee.
Mm.
And there's like, yeah, we're going to draw One Piece characters in other artist styles. Because we can. Because we actually know how to draw. And I'm like, fuck you. Let's see if I can find something that would be...
This sounded bitter.
Mildly. Oh, Studio Trigger also worked on Indivisible.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that one.
I heard that was a decent game.
I've heard decent stuff about it too, but I don't know it.
I still have no idea what I want to... Honestly, I have no idea what this character is going to look like, so...
It depends, just like... What do we want the character to be?
Might as well pull up my notes. See what crap we've written.
I've also written stuff every now and again.
Helps if I'm on the right Google account.
Yeah, that might have something to do with it.
I've only got like 40 bajillion of them.
You only need like 3 at most.
Okay, I really only have 3. But I have one from my original email that I've had since I first got an email address. And then I've got the one for the whole Orihalium thing.
The whole subsection of internet persona.
Yes. And then I've got one that I created to basically screw with the football player. Basically to screw with the parking at my university that I was going to. We were having some, I think it was one of the football coaches, continually kept parking in front of the dumpster. And being a custodian, that pissed me off.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that one.
Especially because it had been we filled up a dumpster in 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
He kept parking there on days that the dumpster would be picked up and emptied.
So it just wouldn't get emptied.
Yeah, and that became a problem. And so I just started anonymously reporting him under a pseudonym.
Great.
And I think it was like I put like a concerned citizen as the like major part of the email.
Concerned citizen. Oh god.
It was a good time. Okay, so are we gonna keep with the Draconis being like half dragon, giant people idea, and just call them that, or are we gonna just call them giants?
I think we'll probably just be better off calling them giants.
Or maybe Draconis being their actual race name, but nobody calls them that. It's like, screw you, we don't care.
I mean, yeah, it could be something like that, where it's just like, it's too annoying to say, so we just call them giants.
Mm-hmm. Because
And
they're
just
the
have
only
them do
ones who
that.
are that big.
Yep.
Let's
2 years
see.
later, there's a second race that shows up that's 5 feet taller than on average. And it's just like, fuck, what do we call them now?
I'm not seeing anything. Maybe it's in here. Nope.
What, relating to personality?
We didn't write anything about the Dragon Princess
Not-
in this stuff.
Not really. That's also why I... Oh,
Okay,
I was like,
so
we just probably went straight to the Dragon Princess instead of like more monsters or something.
mostly because I wanted to draw a dragon person.
I mean, that's fine.
So let's see.
It's also much harder to draw like a person when you have no idea what they're supposed to act or look like.
I mean, that's what I did with the other characters.
You did, but we also had like a pretense for most of them.
Yeah, good point. We had an idea of what we wanted them to look like, kind of.
Yeah.
I guess we can start off. So let's see. Let's make some notes.
Write that down. Write it down.
Princess thing.
Princess thing. Just not even sentient. It's just an object.
Yep. Okay, so what I do remember is that she is shorter than your average.
She is smaller than the average people.
The average giant. What other things do we have?
I was thinking like have her be like just prideful in her people, that kind of thing. Like they're just like almost to like a fault, like with like it is how it is with like Vegeta.
Vegeta syndrome.
Vegeta syndrome. She's like never backed down from a challenge, and she kind of won't admit when she fucked up.
Now you're just like Vegeta, but with a dragon tail and tits.
Awful.
That would.
It is a funny thought.
Oh, definitely.
Unless you think like one of the female things they did would be like a better personality mold. Because I don't know anything about them. Aside from one of them supposed to be Broly, kind of.
Yeah,
really.
and she's basically female Broly if there was significantly less effort spent in making Broly. And there's already like minimal effort put into Broly.
Yeah, Broly is the definition of one-dimensional character.
Yeah, they somehow made the character even less even less dimensional. A 0th dimensional character. How is this possible? I don't know.
That's called non-existent.
And then they fuse, and then there's like, and it's no different than really this one character. That was one of the fusion characters. Like, she hasn't changed at all. She's just her, only, more powerful.
What, the Kefla?
Yeah.
That's what they're called?
Yeah, because it's Kale and Khalifa, or something like that, Khalifa.
Yeah, because one's literally just kale and the other one's cauliflower. And then the third guy is cabbage or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I know his name is making fun of cabbage. I know that.
It's like Kaba, something like that. And he's just like, yep, and he's kind of just sucks at everything.
He's just Vegeta, but bad.
Except he's also just like not very good.
Did you just hear me when I said he's like Vegeta, but bad?
I mean, at least with Vegeta, he has a personality. With Kaba, I mean, it kind of exists on paper.
It exists in theory.
Let's see. We had.
How tall are these dragon people supposed to be? I don't think we ever got that sorted out.
Yeah, we were going. Let's see.
Are we going with like typical giant, where it's like more in like the 9s, or are we going like real big giant, where it's?
I thought we were going closer, like between like 9 to 12, because we had the Amazon class. That most of the dragon people giants are.
We're just generally most of the females are that.
Yeah, just happen to be able to fit into this special class because they meet the height requirement, but the princess doesn't, and that was the joke.
Yeah. But that was also why the princess would have been her own special class kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Insert character name only.
So what, we make like the average height like 11 feet or something, and she's what, 9?
Yeah, let's. Let's make her 9. The average one be like 11 or 12.
Because I also have an idea on the scene of when they first meet her. She's like the first giant they see, and they make a gag about Phyllis saying like, "I thought you were tall."
Because Phyllis is like 7'4", some 7'2",
and then they like see the rest of the giants and they're like, "Damn, I thought you were tall."
Okay, and so she's a fist fighter is what we have it as. Fist fighter and transformation user. Where's my stuff?
Yeah, but I would say the transformation's locked because
until she gets
whatever pilgrimage thing she might have to go on.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I need female anime brawler. Let's see what we got.
You might get the main character from Indivisible, if I had to guess.
That might have actually been a better thing to look at, because now I'm just getting a bunch of scantily clad women showing up in my image thing. But I mean, generally speaking, that's kind of how most anime brawlers are. But
I was gonna say that just qualifies as just anime in general. But,
I mean,
yeah.
You're not wrong. So we need indivisible main character.
Because it's also like if we're going with like a specific figure, there's like I'm trying to think of like the more on the slim side of buff, whether like they're more lean muscle than like bulk. I think like Rinka's a decent example of like lean.
Mm-hmm. I was just given an idea.
I think also the Super Saiyan whatever form of Kefla, I think is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Also just had some decent like bulk on it, but this is more on the lean side.
I was reminded of a show that I really liked. I watched a while ago.
Alright.
And I kind of like the design of the younger sister. Let's see who Sabi is. I don't know who that is. I mean, that works too, but I mean, the design or the style is very far from what I do. But it's a good show. Highly recommend people watch it.
Yeah, I haven't said the name, but yeah, sure. We'll go watch this.
Katana Gatsuri.
Alright then.
It's about a guy trying to get a bunch of katanas, and he's like, I'm also a katana. My weapon is I punch people in the face and cut them with my hands.
What? That sounds like the good kind of stupid.
Oh, it's a blast. I love it. Highly recommend. And then it gets really weird, but you know,
And then for like on the more bulky side, you have whatever female Broly garbage that was, and you have like the Amazon from Dragon's Crown.
Mm-hmm.
That's another like just bulky female. I guess She-Hulk also out there.
Yeah, I guess we could look
for like the more lean.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can't really think of like much others. I'm sure there's some animes with just girls that have huge arms and stuff like that. But that's also like a rabbit hole that not a lot of people want to go down.
Oh, that actually maybe I might be able to pull something from that extremely cultured anime.
What do you mean by cultured?
Let's see. I think it's called Keijo. Yeah. Also known as Hip Whip Girl, is a Japanese sports manga written and illustrated by, this one person. The premise is a bunch of women come and beat each other up with their butts and their boobs.
I feel like I've seen this. And
it's like also, I believe it's also done by...
And it was probably because of Sam.
It's very likely that it was Sam. Because I think he's the one who showed it to me as well.
Okay.
Though I will probably say that I read it as a manga before he showed it to me, and I just sort of forgot it existed.
Yeah, it does sound something that's kind of forgettable unless you're just actually staring at the women.
She's just shooting a dragon out of her butt.
Sure.
It's like, what? What the hell is... But it's done by the same people who do JoJo.
Oh. That's a completely fucking different vibe than I thought it would have had.
Well, like, they've got entire scenes just like, this is... Like, it's super anime and doesn't look anything like JoJo.
Right,
but it's very much JoJo the way they've done this.
It freeze frames and it's just them thinking really slowly.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like it's also just on the good end of stupid.
Oh, it's hilariously dumb. But I didn't see anything in there that I wanted to use. At the very least, let's see. So we want a fist fighter. My brain is drawing a blank. Actually, let's see if I can find any Vegeta stuff. See if there's any poses that Vegeta does that I want to steal. Poses.
Well, there's always the arm and him just like standing straight. That was a good Vegeta pose.
Looking at the Vegeta doing a Ginyu.
What?
Vegeta pulling like the whole Ginyu force where he's like bent down looking underneath his legs.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay, I might be able to take something from this. You know, post it in here so that people can see what I'm actually looking at. Rather than, you know, just looking at my notes and listening to me talk. What other things from Vegeta can I borrow? Might be able to borrow some just poses and crap from other things like Goku. Like that one. We want some other ideas. Android.
18.
Yeah. I keep typing 19.
19's the fat one.
I probably should have turned safety search on.
Yeah, yes, definitely.
On. I turned it on and it actually made it worse. I don't know how it made it worse, but it made it worse.
Thank you, Google.
This is DuckDuckGo, which is probably why.
Right. What do you mean there's more titties?
That person made really long, pointy fingers.
Why?
I don't know. Somebody's like, yes, we're just going to draw Android 17 or Android 18, but from the waist down, nothing else. What?
What?
I don't understand.
Why?
Again,
What do
I
you
don't
mean?
understand. Ooh, maybe I can pull something from. It's a comic called Girls of the Wild, and the whole premise of it is the main character gets trained on how to box and fight by a bunch of like extreme boxing fighting lady people, and they beat the shit out of people. And then he learns
MMA
how to punch
fighters
things.
or like just female boxers?
MMA.
Oh, okay.
So you get things like, oops, that, and I really like this artist's work.
Pretty good.
Does another series that I enjoyed reading called El Cid. High quality stuff there.
Alright.
The main character's mentor is a cat, talking cat that shoots lightning.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And then just goes into like, oh, you messed with me? Well, I just like teleport behind you and snap your neck as a cat. Because fuck you. And for some reason, somebody decided to draw ultra thick Zelda when I searched up this. And then you got the.
Ultra thick as in like bodybuilding thick, or the other way, where it's just the fattest ass that you've ever seen?
The second one.
Alright then.
Then we got the wild thorn berries. Because, you know, that makes sense.
Sure.
Apparently there's a comic for that, which I was like, what?
I know Nick did a little bit in the comics, but I don't think they did that much or cared.
Let me see. This one might actually be interesting to use as a basis.
Oh, now I'm just thinking of that just muscular corn I showed you however long ago. And and the muscular lip scene that you showed me.
Oh yeah,
However long ago that was.
those ones are pretty good. Might be interesting to use those as references. What else do we got?
It's more like a cat pose than anything.
Indeed.
Just like an alert stance.
She kind of is like a cat most of the time.
Yeah, I could tell by the ears.
I don't know if they're actual cat girl ears or if she just wears a head thing. I don't remember. It doesn't surprise me if it's either.
No, it wouldn't surprise me either because Japan.
This is actually Korea, but you know, same difference.
You get my point.
Anything else that you can think of I can take? I've tried drawing Chun-Li. I'm not taking anything from Chun-Li.
I didn't say you would.
No.
Chun-Li's weird.
She's got, I mean, giant,
She's
giant
got
thick
massive
legs,
thighs.
and just like, it's so hard to draw.
I think it's also because like the disproportion for Chun-Li, where just her legs are fucking massive and her torso is tiny.
Anime martial artists. Let's see what bullshit I get with that. I get some guy sitting in a chair. Thank you. That's totally...
I mean, without context, that's the best you're gonna get.
There's this. Which I swear I've watched this anime, I just don't remember what it's called. But then again, I've watched a lot of anime, so...
Yeah, I was gonna say, you've watched a lot and I'm sure you've forgotten about half of them.
I can kind of remember the concept of this one. I think the biggest issue I have is this author, or at least the artist, has worked on several series, and all of their characters look exactly the same. At least all their main characters.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I'm trying to remember if that's the one where the premise of it is you've got at least one or two doppelgangers on the planet, and if you meet one of them, if you happen to be like, basically it's like tiers, like the level one, the main person or the first tier guy, if he meets two or three die, and he basically absorbs their life force, sort of thing. And it's not willingly; that's just how the universe works. Because you met your doppelganger, one of them dies, and then their life force and energy gets absorbed into the other. It's some weird bullshit.
Yeah, and I'm just confused as to what the hell is like the plot of that then.
The main character happens to be like a third tier thing, but he makes a pact with somebody, and he's like, "Haha! I prevented from actually dying from this, and now through the power of anime bullshit, I beat the crap out of people."
That sounds about right.
Here's another good one. I have watched this series. This series was pretty good.
Yeah.
It's like, I think it's called The World Only God Knows. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And
that sounds Japan enough.
Oops, I was trying to move around with ASDW again.
You fool.
Yes, indeed. The premise of that story is that a bunch of demons are inhabiting people, and it's causing problems, and so an angel comes down and recruit this guy named Kama, something like that. I don't remember exactly his name, because he's the god of games, and his game of choice is dating simulators. And they're like, "Oh yeah, you're really good at this, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, I guess." And then Then he realizes like, oh shit, I actually have to deal with normal people, and I don't have text box that I can read what people are thinking. What bullshit is this? I hate real life. It's good fun.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
Not a big fan of the way it ended.
Was it just a lame ending?
No, mostly it kind of felt like the last story arc was dragged on longer than needed.
Alright.
Ultimate Muscle. That's another one that we should use.
What?
It's a very silly thing.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I'm sure it is. Just
This
from the name alone.
Bento. That's a great one. People should go watch. It's where a bunch of people fight over half-priced convenience store lunches.
Alright then.
Okay, so now that I've got some ideas, let me move them.
Into an organized manner.
Yeah.
So you aren't just staring at this picture vomit on your screen.
I mean, I do that normally anyway. Oops. I think that's going to be object. Let's get some of that over there. Minimize that. Open that back up. Okay, so we got some of those. And now I'm going to pull a magic trick where I
You delete them all.
I suddenly make everything larger.
Oh.
And by everything, I just mean...
Did you make everything larger? Or did you really just shrink the world around you?
Maybe I did that both.
Wasn't exactly a very smart way of saying that, but yeah.
It is definitely a way I said it, though. And that's all that matters.
Is it?
No. Okay, so now we've got space over here to mess around with.
Put the pen to paper.
Let's see what we can do today. Anything in particular you see might be worth doing first? Messing around with, seeing what we get?
I kind of like the one, what is it, the girl leaning on the bike?
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do that one first.
No, let's do it last.
Okay, so... Oh, that's why I was like, why isn't the head drawing properly?
Are you on the right layer?
No.
Good thing I stopped you then.
I'm on layer 1. I mean, I guess technically I'm on a layer, and just for sketching, it's not a big deal. But if I want to be above everything, this is now the sketch layer.
I want to be above it all.
Do, 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 do. Boop. Shoulders there. And this has got a little bit of foreshortening there, so that's a little bit bigger. Nothing along those lines. Got that there. Wrist.
You also just like fix it later and make the arms a little bigger or something.
Yep. Hand. Yeah, this is kind of like the pose that I did the other day for Woodman guy.
A little bit. Though this one's more relaxed and.
Oh yeah, the other one's
Sullivan.
the other one's
like
kind of
just
got like a solemn.
Yeah, a solemn vibe, or just I've committed 17 murders today, I must die. And an awful human kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. I guess the next question is, how stacked do we want her to be?
How stacked?
I mean, this is an important question for me.
I don't know. How big do you think she should be? just make her just fucking massive, like age cups or some shit.
Just has rocket launchers that come out.
Yes.
Cannons.
Fucking, what is it? It's Hyper Roll from Marvel vs. Capcom 2. You don't have to listen to me. If you think a different size would be better, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, I'll just do multiple sketches.
Yeah.
If we don't finish anything today, it's not like that's a big deal.
Yeah.
We've got no timeline waiting on us.
Yep.
The only timeline is the timeline of our ever approaching impending doom. This head seems too small.
Yeah, but that's only for you. I live forever.
Haha.
'Cause I'm cool.
I wish I was that cool. But then again, I don't think I want to live forever.
But it's fun. You get to watch everybody around you die.
And comes down here, and then be like, hand over here. Thumb. Hand. Okay, so that's that one. Just a rough sketch. What next?
Mm.
You know, I kind of want to try that one. I think I'm going to try that one.
Alright, go for it.
Yep, wrong one. Cancel. I don't want to do the thing.
Undo. Destroy it.
Cast it into the fire.
Erase it from existence.
Okay, this is going to be something new to me because I haven't had to do something like this before.
Just a very dynamic pose.
It's a very dynamic pose. So let's start. And there's a fist like over here. Fist. I gotta deal with. Comes from here, goes all the way up to there. And you got a thumb here. Okay, never mind. I don't want to do this one anymore.
Why not? You giving up that quick?
I mean, I might work on that one later, but
On your own time?
yeah, it's more just the issue how much time I have to spend on foreshortening and working with that and figuring out how to do it because I haven't done it. I'm really bad at it.
So which one is this now?
I think I'll go with this one.
Alright.
Because this is, generally speaking, not a difficult thing to do. I've done something like this before. Boop, boop, boop.
Shout out to the first Ultimate Alliance and having one of the most bizarre dialogue scenes with if you have Doctor Doom in your party during the final boss fight, Doctor Doom talks to himself. And I think it's the funniest thing because it's the one conversation in the game that's wacky and has nothing to do with Deadpool.
Wait, so everything else in the game has to deal... Oh, or just the one wacky conversation that doesn't deal with Deadpool.
Yeah, the one wacky conversation that has nothing to do with Deadpool. Or any of the multiple times where you have Sabretooth with you and they confuse him for Wolverine.
Just to irritate him.
He gets pissed off every time and it's the best.
Okay, arms. I'll probably have to resize it. I'm definitely going to have to resize that hand, but these are just sketches at this point. Nope. So let's see. We go boop like that. I mean, if we go with the idea that she's smaller than the average giant, generally speaking,
That's why I like suggested the more lean muscle than the bulk.
mm-hmm.
She'd fight more dirty, is probably what it would be.
Mm-hmm. Well, because I'm kind of thinking...
Because it would be less like the stomping and crouching and more of the I have more reach than you and I will just punch you from out of your reach kind of thing.
I will punch you. I will slip by you and punch you 47 times in the kidney.
I the kidney. What did the kidney do to deserve this?
It existed.
It existed?
Yep. That's all it had to do to deserve it.
Alright then.
Okay, that sketch is done. That one is definitely flatter than that one. But I'm kind of feeling like it's mine. But that's also because I'm...
you're also thinking because she's younger.
Mm-hmm.
It's just she's like less on the heavy side.
Yeah. As is the required anime trope of if smaller than the thing and younger, they are automatically not nearly as well endowed.
Oh, you could also just go with the opposite, where it's just like.
I mean, they also do that as well. They do that quite a bit. Opie Lolly being a almost an entire genre unto itself.
What the hell does that mean?
Opie being the Japanese words for breasts.
Oh, okay.
And so Opie Lolly is a
just
little girl with giant breasts.
Yeah.
Alright, whereas like this is more breast than character.
More breast than character. There's no development here. This character's entire personality is just her tits.
There's some anime that it's basically like that, and the fact that it's not it's not porn is surprising.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It's Japan we're talking about.
Yeah. Okay, so the shoulder's like kind of right there, and it goes like over to this way. Shoulder here. Let's see. This is.
We could also do the funny thing and have her, after she gains the powers, just have her chest just grow 3 sizes.
Mm-hmm.
Just do something silly like that. Figuring where the head and everything else is.
Mm-hmm. Seeing if I can emulate it.
Mm.
Bigger eraser. Even bigger eraser. Nope.
For big mistakes.
We don't make any mistakes. We only make happy little accidents.
Oh, shut up, you failure. That's quitter talk.
That's Bob Ross talk.
Did you not hear me? I said quitter.
Okay, so... Else for me to draw with the pen, not the eraser.
No, just keep drawing with the eraser.
A very pointy face, but kind of also doesn't really matter at this point.
Yeah.
Mostly just need to get the...
You can pick the face shape at some other point if anything.
Mm-hmm. See, and then her back kind of just goes this way, and then down. There's basically a kite shape.
Mm-hmm. Also, what is it? The pose that Rinka has in the mobile game is also pretty good. If you want to like add that one to like a possible sketch.
Mm-hmm. I'm having the hardest time figuring out what's actually going on in this drawing of mine.
I don't know what the problem here is exactly.
Probably I need to actually spend more time dealing with this, but not really feeling this character, this kind of style for them.
Yeah, because that's more of a like a rogue pose more than
Yeah.
person who will punch you in the face pose.
Yeah, not like a Vegeta with tits pose. I was like, I'm feeling more of like this design, or at least pose in general, and then this one for like the younger form. Let's draw some Vegeta with tits. Oops. You know, my sketch without actually, sketching over it, and what I did with sketching over it, don't look all that different.
Yeah, it's almost as if you were drawing the same thing.
Yep. Indeed. That's how it goes. Zooming in. Okay, Vegeta. We gotta give you a head.
It's always been a weird thing, but Vegeta's very pointy.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't mean in like just the head, but in like his arms and fingers and all that are just very sharp.
I mean, Goku's kind of pointy as well.
Yeah, but to like a lesser extent.
Oh, most definitely. He's got more gentle curves to his pointy hair. Whereas Vegeta is like, I am Spikes. I am Spiky the character. I will take your Sonic and beat him to a pulp because I am the only spiky one allowed.
Take your Sonic and beat him to the pulp. Oh shit.
That actually makes me wonder, what is stronger, Super Saiyan or Super Sonic?
I Super Sonic makes him invincible as long as he holds rings.
Mm-hmm.
And like in this case, it would be just like how many rings and can Sonic get more would be. Because it would essentially be the same of like the fusion timer running out for Goku and Vegeta.
I'm cheating to get my proportions right. Okay, and then he goes boop. It's like a trapezoid that goes across his face. So boop.
We also gotta remember it's less square because it's female.
Yep. But I gotta get the basic shape in.
Yeah.
Before I can feminize it. And then his leg goes out that way.
What is that? What's going on there? What was that shoe? Oh, fuck. What did that remind me of? Yeah, because the leg's bending back.
Mm-hmm. And you got...
That one, which is coming forward.
And then... What? That looks really uncomfortable to do with your arm, Vegeta.
Which arm? The left arm?
Yes. No. The other arm. I don't know.
The arm on his left or his right?
The arm on my left.
I guess.
You're
It's
just like,
holding your arm
my
backwards.
arm is back here, and I got my thing in my hand, and it's like, this doesn't actually help me defensively, unless I'm coming in to slap somebody.
That's
My
not
name's
defensive
Vegeta.
either.
I'm here to slap.
I'm here to slap.
I'm here to slap, because I play the bass. This is weird. This is a weird angle.
It is. You also don't have to draw the arm that way. You could draw it the other way with coming forward.
Or I can just not draw that arm right now. Doot, 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 doot. Doot, 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 doot. Hand.
It can't be that hard, can it?
I mean, it's just like you go boop, and then you got some boop here, and then
But are you going to draw the hand like that, or are you just going to draw him like a fist?
and a boop, and then a boop.
It could also just be an open palm
Mm-hmm.
if you move like the hand a little further away.
Okay, thumb. Weird hand curvature thing. Hand. I'm not gonna, screw that hand. Something like that. Good enough. Good enough for me to start. Okay, so neck is here. I don't know, this isn't going to go very well.
gonna like it.
Yep. It's like that's part of the whole skill. Is like, know when to quit. Quit early. When he's like, you don't like something, just like move on. What's her face? Fates.
Rinka. Rinkah.
Images. If only you were good, Rinka. If only you were good. Sadly, I think somebody accidentally swapped your strength growth with Azura.
It's just Azura just stealing all of Rinka's muscles.
Just the presence of Azura just siphons Rinka's strength from her.
It's all that singing. It was just a strength stealing song the whole time.
I think I've tried to draw her before. And it didn't go over very well.
Yeah, I believe it.
But I'm really bad at drawing muscles.
Yeah.
Part of it is because I'm really bad at drawing detail in general. And muscles are just detail on skin, which is harder to do.
Yeah.
Let's see what I got. I mean, this person's post of it on Tumblr would actually probably be easy to draw. Or at least take a... use as a sample. Yeah, that's going to be a whole lot easier than trying to turn Vegeta into Vegeta with boobs.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, thank you people who already know how to draw for providing me with images so that I know how to draw. I don't know if I legally have to, like...
It's probably better if you do actually mention who the artist is than just leaving it out entirely.
Yeah, probably. I don't know who this person is, or where it's coming from, except for that it's probably from Tumblr, which automatically makes it nothing but cringe. But anywho, that has a really thin neck.
Yeah.
Shoulders are about there. And then you got a hand.
Yep.
That does hand things.
It indeed does that.
That left hand looks a little bit weird with the way they drew it. But, you know. It goes like something like that. We're just gonna draw. We're gonna draw a mitten.
I think it's just because it's flexed, is why it looks weird.
Yeah, well, and then with the way they're, like, because you come in and you see that this is the lines on their hand and stuff aren't very neat. But like you have other areas like down here where the areas they're confident in where they've drawn, their lines are much neater.
Yeah.
I do think it's funny that in Fire Emblem Fates, characters' breast sizes change depending on class.
Yeah. There's that.
I think I threw that arm out way too far. Yeah, I threw that arm out way too far. But I have a way to save that and not have to redraw it.
Pretty sure they also drew with much larger bits than she normally has.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I'm not trying to emulate the size either.
Yeah.
Though I'm not going to say Rinka's small either.
No.
Probably average.
Yeah.
Average for anime titties. Let's see.
Nice to have a teacup.
Something like that. Okay, so we got a few things to work with.
Yeah.
Oops.
You drew them on the same layer.
Yep. I can fix this.
Yeah, you just move that one a layer off.
Oops. I drew all of that on the same layer.
Need to fix that.
Okay. What kind of hair do we want to go with? Long hair? Short hair? Spiky hair?
Here.
Vegetalo hair?
think long hair just because princess. But I don't know what you think.
How about I just start drawing stuff, and then we decide whether or not we like it.
You see what sticks.
Start here. I need to get ideas for long hair. And I think I was like, oh, maybe I'll do hair drills. And I was like, I don't know how to draw that. So no.
That's a hard one.
Hair drills suck.
They're cool looking.
Yeah, but they suck to draw.
If you just want the extreme long hair, you could always go with Azura and how she has the hair quite literally like down to her ankles.
A level of impracticality, though, with that much hair.
Yeah. You just get buried in the hair when you fall asleep.
I don't need a blanket, I sleep in my hair. What? Nope. Not feeling that hair.
Yeah, I didn't think you would.
I think it'd also be easier if I made this layer a little bit more transparent so I could see the actual lines that I'm drawing. I should probably pull that up, see where the eyes were again. Oh, not that one. That one. Okay, so the eyes were like here. No, more like here. Da, da, da. We've already done a ponytail. And twin tails just doesn't feel.
No, it's not really the
not really a princess sort of idea, exactly. And is also awful for fighting.
I'm going to punch you kind of thing.
Well, I mean, long hair in general is kind of a bad idea.
Yeah. Maybe like shoulder length. Something like what Violet has, or
yeah, Violet, female images.
It's going to end poorly. I already know it.
You know, not nearly as bad as I thought it would have.
Yeah.
I actually had to scroll down like twice before I got anything that wasn't safe for work, even on the strictest setting. All
right then.
So if we go with Byleth hair. We got the things going like that, and then it goes like that. Except, you know, not as bad. And then I think I may need to draw the face first before
you figure out
where the hair's
the
at.
hair does.
Because these red dots for eyes is just bugging me out. And I was like, I don't know how to deal with this. And then you got ear things that are right here. However, we could also just do like weird pointy ear things. Or like do weird ear things. That actually might be interesting to do. Kind of like fin ears.
Oh, something like what is it? Fish people kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. The Zora.
Yeah. Though them being that big is also just impractical for the big you had it before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's mostly just like this is going to be a pain in the ass to draw. Is more of what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And boop. And then... It's like, I don't know how these make you here, but, you know, this is the world of fantasy anime. Nobody cares.
Yeah. Also, just things tend to make a lot less sense when you really like go into the nitty gritty of it.
Mm-hmm.
Why did the dragons have the pointed ears? Kind of thing.
Yeah, why, dude? Have the Manicheets always, in their human form, had pointy ears?
Yeah, pretty much. Because if you look at just Kiki, she has the pointy ear stuff. Though they look more like elf ears when you compare them to like Noe, who has like, I guess, like more frills on it. I don't know exactly how to describe it.
Yeah, Noe's got like kind of wavy, pointy ears. Almost.
Yeah. Then you also have Bantu, but the problem with him is that he's got a hood on.
You can't see. I don't have ears. I have a hood on.
And on top of that, all of the dragon people in three houses have hair long enough to cover their ears the entire time.
Mm-hmm. I
Which,
think you do get to see Rhea's ears, don't you?
I think at some point.
Helps if I could spell it.
I'm pretty sure, like when she's no, even then, I don't think like even when you find her after she's been captured, I think her hair still covers it. I could be wrong, but I don't think you see her ears either.
They have successfully found a way to not have to draw their ears. It's like, haha! You can't prove that they're elves. They're dragon elf people without.
You do see Sothis' ears just fine though, and she also has the pointed ears.
Mm-hmm. Well, I knew Sothis, but I was like, do we get to see Rhea's ears? I don't know.
Yeah, you don't see Reyes, you don't see Flames, and you don't see Seth.
I still firmly believe he's not getting paid enough to deal with the shit that he does. Just one of the things that came from Tumblr images. It has Catherine talking about Rhea is like, I blame her lesbian superpowers of coercion. I was like, what?
Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. Because fucking Catherine's got like lady crush on Rhea, but isn't exactly like on the sexual side.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what I think would be really funny? Is if Byleth turned into a dragon, and then after turning back from being a dragon had pointy ears.
I think it would have just been like it would have made the scene a lot more interesting if Violet comes back from the void as a dragon. And then they change back and you see them having the green hair and the pointy ears.
Yeah, that would have been a little bit more interesting.
Also, something funny I found out. Uh, in Crimson Flower, if you pick if you pick male Byleth, Edelgard gets Hubert to carry you. After that scene.
Interesting.
And if you pick female, Edelgard carries you herself.
Fascinating.
Which, like, yeah, the implications. But I was also thinking of it on the other end, where it's just like you don't want to see a man with an unconscious lady. It doesn't look. It's not a good look.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking the other way, as in Hubert is actually gay.
Yes. That's where you take that.
Nope, not liking that either. I mean, I'm liking the ear fin things, but damn, they're annoying to try to draw around.
And there's also like the what is it? The Skyromancer, where it's just everything that isn't humanoid, or sorry, everything that isn't like a human race has pointy ears.
Mm-hmm. You know, I think it's gonna need to scrap these.
Get rid of the fin ears.
Yeah, I'm going to save them, but I'm gonna get rid of them.
I mean, we could use them with a different race. I think is probably what could happen, or you just make them like more. You make them less frilled out and more like frilled, like just lean back.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of like actual like frills, make them more like fins almost.
Let's see. Because the ear would be.
Not have pointy ears too.
I have a better idea.
All right.
I cover them so I don't have to draw them.
Yeah, you could do that. Because if you're going with like shoulder length hair, it shouldn't be too bad.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why, but for some reason, this character now looks like significantly older than they're supposed to be. But maybe that's just because I haven't finished the details.
Yeah, there's that.
But I'm
Yeah,
also really bad at drawing younger characters. It's like all of my characters look like they're the same age or really old. I think it may actually be the hairstyle. I'm pretty sure it's the hairstyle that's doing this.
Yeah, a little bit. But also it's just like younger people tend to have more round faces and eyes. are like larger in size because the head hasn't quite fully developed. Which is why Edgeguard has a real bad case of baby face, where she looks like she's 8.
Edelgard has baby face syndrome? What?
I don't know. Whenever I look at her, she always looks younger than like what the game says she is. At least to me, anyway. Okay.
Do. Yeah, well, keep that.
Different hairstyle.
Yeah, I gave up on trying to figure out what I was trying to do with that hairstyle. Do.
What's her name? This is Morgan. You want to try that? It's like a fairly short one. Not quite like, shoulder length with short.
The first images it gives me is Morgan from Fate / whatever the relevant Fate game or Fate series, as in Morgan Le Fay, which is
The witch lady.
Well, it's the son of King Arthur. Or no, it's Mordred. That's Mordred, isn't it?
Yeah, Morgan Le Fay is the famous witch lady.
Okay. Either way, I don't think on stream I've talked about just the weird bullshit that is the Fate Stay Night series.
Yeah, probably once or twice.
But there's some weird bullshit with Fate Stay Night. So King Arthur is female.
That's a big thing.
How Mordred was conceived was that Merlin cast a spell on King Arthur, turning King Arthur into a pseudo male.
Yeah.
So that he could Arthur could actually, be king. And then Morgan Le Fay was like, "Ha! I see that you've done this thing, and now I use my magic, have sex with pseudo king male King Arthur, and give birth to Mordred, who's also female."
Sure. Just fucking all of them are female.
I mean, basically. They merged Medusa and Athena into like the same character, sort of.
What? How do you fuck that up? What?
I mean, there's a lot of anime that does that.
I don't get it.
I mean, if you look at the there's some particular like readings and interpretations of Greek mythology that could lead you to a similar idea. Let's see what they have. Well, there's also like 7 different versions of King Arthur. Majority of them being female.
Alright.
And it just gets confusing after that point. I mean, mostly is like the different versions are the different classes that they get summoned as.
Yeah.
And then you've got what was some other? Oh, Nero. Nero was female because why not?
Yeah.
Gilgamesh has a giant crush on King Arthur.
Yeah, sounds about right.
That's basically the entire plot of the Fate Stay Night storyline.
That's pretty good.
Gilgamesh is pretending to be the bad guy so that people who have the like hero factor step up and become heroes. He's like, yes, I'm actually faking being the bad guy because if I don't, then the Holy Grail's going to win. Because the Holy Grail is like a cursed object thing, and nobody realizes that except for me. Okay, these eyes are like too big now.
Are they?
Yes, it's throwing me off.
Have you seen how massive the eyes on half of anime characters are?
Yes.
It's also just like the whole like, if you are a male in the anime universe, your eyes start out giant, and then they shrink down to a normal size by the time you're an adult. And then if you're female, they just stay the same size forever.
So I'm going to redraw this head. I think that's part of what's messing me up.
Redrawing the head so it's not a pointy triangle. Or do you want her head to be the pointy?
Well, I'm making it more round. Hopefully. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to fix anything or if it's just going to make it worse. What if we gave them like sleepy anime eyes so I don't actually have to draw the pupils?
I don't know.
What if we just like boop, boop, and they're like hee hee hee? And
I
then
don't think that would fit the princess.
I just go wheat.
give up halfway.
Okay, so here, come just down, does some squiggly stuff like that, and squiggly there.
And a squiggly there.
And then you've got a boop thing here with a thingamajig here.
I like how that entire tangent was just because of the random ass search you got from Morgan.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, the Fate series is just bullshit. Trying to make any sense of anything that's going on is a futile effort.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It was held together by strings and pure thoughts.
Yeah, the type verse.
What's that mean?
So Type Moon is the company that makes it,
Okay.
and so the Type verse is basically all of the stuff that they've made, or a majority of the stuff that they've made, happens to fall into this ever expanding multiverse, and so they call it Type verse.
Not world, just multiverse. What?
Multiverse. Yeah, they've got like time travel bullshit.
I
There's
don't like mind time travel, but it makes more sense if it's just a world rather than a multiverse.
I mean, you've got
like
like like it's all like versions of Earth, but there's entire storylines that do not happen on the same version of Earth as happened on a different storyline. And then then technically speaking, so the Fate Stay Night game, you've got the three storylines. You've got the Saber arc, which is Fate Stay Night. Then you have Unlimited Budget, Blade Works.
budget.
Yeah, that's because Ufotable ended up doing ended up animating that again for like the third time.
Jesus Christ.
And they, after doing Fate Zero, which is an amazing show and everybody should watch it because it's good. Because you don't actually need to know anything of Fate Stay Night to watch it. It's like, yeah, it's like watching it with previous knowledge of the Fate series makes some stuff make a little bit more sense, but it's not a necessity.
It's perfectly enjoyable without it.
Oh yeah, hands down. But the so you got Fate Stay Night, Unlimited Blade Works, and Heaven's Feel. Those three storylines are all considered their own individual canons. They are all a true ending if you actually make it to the true ending and not die. Because apparently you can die by making the wrong option. It's like, yep, and then Gilgamesh just comes over and just bitch smacks you across the planet because he's like, "Fuck you, I can do what I want."
You're no longer waifu material. Get out of my face.
Well, you don't play as Saber. You play as
I know it's just a gag.
yeah. You play as self-insert protagonist of the character.
Yes, the best character to play in some random universe.
He's also got some like bullshit powers.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I believe it.
Like depending on what storyline you're going through, he awakens different powers. Or so in the Unlimited Blade Works, he basically replicates Gilgamesh's ability to summon, or that basically creates an entire plane of weapons that he just can use and like shoots people with. He's like, yeah, fuck you, I can do this. And then in the Fate's Stay Night series, he like hyper focuses into his reinforcement ability. And so he's like, yeah, I make this rolled up newspaper stronger than stronger and
Like
capable
Ciel.
of resisting a giant fiery magic blast that literally blows holes through entire buildings. Because
Alright, then.
screw you. I don't remember what he does in Heaven's Feel, but all I know is that bullshit happens.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Because I didn't actually get around to playing Heaven's Feel. And I kind of refuse to watch it because it hurts to watch.
It hurt me. It gave me nightmares.
Then we've got... Well, and then there's another story, an entirely different world line with the... Basically, it's a magical girl story where one of the characters that you meet in the Fate series, in Fate Stay Night and whatnot, she's actually the main character's. Well, he's technically adopted, but they're effectively siblings because his adopted. She's
siblings or whatever.
Yeah. Well, she's the daughter of the main character's adopted father.
Yeah, so step siblings. Or do they share like the same mother?
No, they don't. They don't share any blood relation at all.
Okay, so yeah, step siblings.
Sort of.
I don't. Sort of.
Well, because step siblings, it's
imply
not.
That it's from parents.
Well, because he's like completely adopted into the family.
It's step siblings.
Is that how? I don't know. Maybe I think step siblings, as in like.
Step siblings is a sibling you acquire through marriage.
Yeah, that it wasn't acquired through marriage. He just, oh, everybody's dead, and you're just like the one kid who didn't happen to die here. You're now my kid now. What?
Yeah, that's adoption, and they would be your like sibling, but you know, it's not like.
Mm-hmm.
It would be like something like if my dad and your mom got together, we'd be step siblings.
Yeah, so this is more. I guess whereas like I don't see that being the same as, because they're adopted rather than being bound that way by marriage. But anywho, that doesn't matter. Basically, rather than all of the reasonable or all of the adults that could solve these problems, they're all dead in the normal storyline, generally speaking.
All right.
So like, the main character's dad, adopted father, Kuritsugu, he's dead. And so you got and then what's her face, whose name I don't remember. Her mother died way before Kuritsugu died, but he just sort of left his daughter out in Romania. He's like, yep.
All right then.
He's like, I'm just gonna live here with main protagonist guy here in Japan. Not even gonna tell him about the fact that he's got a sister. But in the alternate world line, as I'm going to call it, she becomes a magical girl rather than being. In the normal storyline, she summons Hercules.
Okay.
And Hercules is fucking awesome. But she summons him as Berserker. And so he just like. He's like 12 to 15 feet tall. Just massively ripped. And is the only one who even puts up some semblance of a challenge to Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh has to kill Hercules 12 times before Hercules actually dies. And he's like, if you had been summoned as anything other than Berserker, this might have been, this might have caused me some actual problems. And then Gilgamesh is like, yeah, I've killed you 12 times. And then Gilgamesh is like, well, fuck you. I'm going to ignore my rules and come back to life one more time to try to kill you. And then he's like, well, I wasn't expecting that. But anywho, little sister character ends up turning into a magical girl. And her magical girl ability, she just turns into versions of the spirits. Like King Arthur, she like basically dons King Arthur armor and bullshit like that and fights people. It's really weird. But you find out in that world line, that's where main character dude is the most fucking broken. He has literal reality rewriting abilities. They're like, what? He's not even the main character in this one. Why does he have such bullshit abilities?
Because fuck you. That's fine.
I mean, basically. Let's see. Boop, 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 doop. I like it like that. Let's see, what other bullshit abilities end up happening?
What do you think of the hair, though? Is it good, or?
I don't know, it's not bad. It works.
You want other hairs?
I'll probably have to tweak with this a little bit before I actually find hair that I like.
Okay.
This is just me kind of imitating what I see from this, from Grima version of Morgan.
Alright.
I'm gonna go draw hair on another character. On another one of these models. What if I... Why can't I remember her name?
I don't know. Why can't...
Because...
I can't really help you.
Yep, because I can't show you the thing. It's not Dorothea, it's,
Is it a character from Three Houses?
It is a character, Three Houses, blonde. Annette's
Ingrid?
sister, or Annette's not sister, but, best friend.
Mercedes?
Mercedes, there we go.
The Harp?
Yeah. Mercedes-Benz. Let's see. They definitely did her dirty in the time skip.
What, them cutting her hair?
They cut her hair.
I mean, it's fine.
I know.
You can't expect everybody to just have longer hair.
She needs to have even longer hair so that she can go Super Saiyan 3.
And have even longer hair than that?
Exactly. And no eyebrows.
No eyebrows. I guess that's also a thing, isn't it? They haven't shown either of the female Saiyans good to Super Saiyan 3, have they?
No. I don't think so, at least. Potentially Kale made it. I think it's Kale. Maybe it's whatever one happens to be the
Whichever one is the not Broly. Isn't the not
yeah.
Broly.
Kale DBZ. Okay, so it's not Kale, it's Khalifa. Something like that. Whose hair is literally nothing but spiky, jaggy things.
My hair spikes.
Super Saiyan 3.
Now you have all the fan art.
She does not yet reach Super Saiyan 3.
Okay.
Goku promised to teach her how to Super Saiyan 3, but they got kind of busy dealing with Moro, who was just like, fuck you, I'm basically immune to your ki. And that's about as much as I know about the Moro arc.
I don't know what that means, but alright. Is that supposed to be what's happening after the Tournament of Power?
Yep.
Okay.
There's some weird stuff going on post-Tournament of Power.
Yeah, that sounds about right, because they're kind of just hanging out with the other universe like nothing happened.
Yep.
And now Hit can be the best in 2 dimensions.
Honestly, I think Hit's probably one of my favorite characters that has been introduced with Super.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. One of these is the one I'm looking for.
He's definitely one of the most interesting.
Oops, wrong layer. Go back. Give me the right layer. Okay, fine. Don't give me the right layer.
Use. So what hair is this now?
I am roughing out Mercedes pre-time skip.
The weird one ponytail she got.
Yeah, the weird ponytail off the side. That if she was married means that she's going to die relatively soon into this. If she's married and has kids, that hairstyle will kill you.
That hairstyle has marked you for death.
This hairstyle is actually a lot harder to draw than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's not an easy haircut.
Probably be also a pain to deal with.
I guess it's just like what the one ponytail and the other side is just hanging.
Mm-hmm. And
It's not like it's super long.
something like that. This is mostly just a rough sketch, so I'm not gonna pour my heart and soul. Do 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 do. I'm not gonna pour my heart and soul out, and then I start singing heart and soul.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, I kind of like this.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. I actually do like it.
Maybe do a little bit so that this giant bump here isn't just like giant, like weird afro thing popping out of the one side of my head. But yeah. Boop. And it means I don't have to draw the other eye.
Yeah, there's that.
And I'm all for not having to draw both eyes. Okay, so that's one. That'll work. I need another character with hair.
What kind of hair? Short, medium.
Yeah, let's go with. That one's longer. Guess we can go with short.
What is it? What's her name? Magic Girl from 8. Lute?
Lute.
Yeah, Lute. Like the instrument.
Ah, yes. I totally stole her, and by stole, I mean, took the whole concept of her
Repositioned.
clothing for another character. Actually, I think it was the, why can't I remember their names?
I don't know. I don't know what you're trying to remember, so I can't help you.
Why can't I remember their names when I'm even looking at them? Boop. Rosalind, there we go. the our dark priestess.
Yes.
Did you change it to dank priestess, or did I write it as that?
No, I wrote dank priestess.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past me as doing that, but
You don't remember doing it?
yeah.
This is something I would do, but I don't remember doing it.
Somebody drew Morgan from Fire Emblem in the style of Studio Ghibli, and it looks very nice.
It makes me think of that time the dude who did the art for Echoes drew Hatsune Miku in the Echoes art style.
I kind of need to see this now.
It looked pretty good. I like the way it looked, but I also just really like the way Echoes has its art.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. I'd play that game.
The Hatsune Miku Fire Emblem crossover.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that was cartoonish as fuck. Why? I'm playing Ultimate Alliance, and I see Deadpool run off one end of the screen, and he comes up behind me. And I know it's just like the AI teleporting to get close to the player character, but damn if it didn't feel like a Deadpool thing to happen. I'm still laughing at Dank Priestess.
Does all the weed.
Just all of it. Just none left for anybody else.
I cast Fog of... I don't
What was that
remember
cast?
anymore.
Oh man.
do 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 do.
Skibbly doop dap.
Spingy bop, bimboody pop, bimboody pop.
I'm the Scatman.
I am in the general idea of being a scat man. I'm in the vague interpretation of a scat man.
In the vague interpretation. If by scat you mean noise, then I'm pretty good at it.
If you mean scat as in poop, then
Of course you would take it there. You didn't have to say it. You didn't have to say anything at all.
Nope.
You just had to be like, yep, this is the word I'm going to choose today.
Yep. Totally was.
What?
Just the random crap that I'm throwing on this.
What exactly is the random crap? The beads, or... Oh, you just making silly faces? Just give her the cat mouth.
It's not even centered properly.
I think they made it better because it was just off center.
You know, I don't mind this one either. I think this looks pretty good too.
Well, we'll have to wait until further deliberation.
Yeah, when I get around to actually going in and finalizing some stuff, but we've been doing this for a little while.
It's been, what, 2.5 hours almost?
Yeah, 2.5 hours is what it looks like.
You want to stop here then, or?
I think it's a good place to stop. We can come back to this next week sometime. And I will probably have
a bit more of an idea.
More of an idea of what I want to do. But yes, thank you for joining us. Join us next time where something happens. Probably. I don't know.
Bye.
Bye.